Couple guys that haven't been on the show in a long time. Richard Zane, Dalton Hughes.
We got banned.
Well, yeah, somebody said we got banished.
We got sent into purgatory, I heard.
Well, there's the holidays coming up, guys. Just saying, get ready for relief pitching, my friends.
I'm sure we'll be back. I got a couple innings in me. We'll see.
How are you guys?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hockey season's in full swing. That's all I know.
Oh my gosh, so much hockey with you guys.
I love it. It's the best spectator sport in the world.
I always
big 6-4 win last night in Florida for the Stars.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
7-4 in San Jose for the Wings.
Goals. It's like boats, but it's goals.
Guys, when the friends from the Final Countdown are here, it's always good.
Uh-huh.
You're doing some research for us. I'm not going to say what you're looking up, but some old content that we may have a good laugh on.
We'd all like a pick six. That's all I'll say.
That's all we want is a pick six.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah,
I'm sure you would like a pick six.
Hey, on the show, we did talk about the pick six with OB, and we did that with the other guys as well. Billy looked at this matchup versus UMass. Caroline Fenton was on the show. We did around the SEC with her, and, of course, the Final Countdown. Do you guys think A&M's going to score more than 33.5 points?
I plead the fifth.
No.
You don't think they're going to score?
I think they score 31.
Play the under. All right.
I think they win 31-7.
I could see that.
As long as they win, I don't care.
As long as they win. If they
Just
win
win.
13-10, you're okay?
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point. David Nuno.
Thank you. That's what I do. I bring up points every once in a while. It's TexAgs Rewind.
OB's favorite uniform matchup, number 7 USC going to number 16 UCLA, 7 o'clock kickoff there. USC is the 2.5-point favorite.
I don't have an opinion on either team, to be 100% honest with you. I think USC is the better team, and there is no home field advantage when you're in Los Angeles, so give me USC.
Yeah, they got to drive all the way to Pasadena.
Oh, gosh. That traffic is an hour.
Yeah, that could be an all-day drive. But, yeah, I'm going to – to me, less than a field goal, that's a coin flip, and I'll take USC.
Yep.
All righty.
Let me give you a prompt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
thank
Nick?
you. Gotcha, thanks.
Macho Man.
Number 10, Utah going to number 12, Oregon. Oregon is the 3.5-point favorite in that one.
I'm going to be honest.
There's a lot of 3.5-point favorites today.
Ethan Jones is doing a great job with this pick six because he picks the games, but I'm kind of sick of Pac-12 teams because I just don't really pay attention that much to the Pac-12. Maybe I should because this has been the kind of season I should.
Well, they are the conference that matters this week because while the SEC is playing games,
yeah, that's true. This is
cupcakes. I mean, they're playing games that have playoff implications.
I think I'm taking Oregon, even though I don't think they're very good. But I still think Oregon 3.5 at home. I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, I'll take Oregon, but that's one of those. If I was in Vegas, I'd stay away from it because Utah is just always such a physical team, and if you don't match their physicality, you can be in trouble like Oregon was last year.
Right.
But I think Oregon's probably figured it out, and I'll take Oregon. Are we 5 for 5 together?
I think we are.
We're in agreement?
Yeah, but I think we might be different here.
Yeah. Nick?
All right, the Minutemen
Savage.
coming to Kyle Field to face the Aggies. 11 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. A&M, 33.5-point favorite.
So I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe UMass has been app-stating teams as much as they can. The time of possession is a deal for them. They can run the ball somewhat effective against inferior opponents. So, and A&M doesn't score 30-plus points other than Sam Houston, right? So I'm taking A&M to win the game comfortably, but I don't know if they win by 33.5 points. So give me UMass on the points.
Okay. I wish I knew who all was playing.
That's part of it too, yeah.
But I'm going to assume that enough guys are playing that A&M is going to cover that. I mean, we're talking about a team that a lot of people feel like is the worst team in college football.
Yeah.
And I know they're 1-9. They beat Stony Brook. Last week they had a very competitive game with Arkansas State. Don't want to bring up that name when we're talking about struggling A&M, but still they lost to them 35-33. Arkansas State's 3-7.
I wouldn't pick them to cover, but UMass, this is a really bad team. And you can say, well, A&M's a really bad team record-wise, and they're painful to watch. But whatever Ole Miss is ranked, whatever Alabama's ranked, they're taking these teams down to the wire. Just factually, I'm not trying to pump up A&M. Problem is they do the same thing with South Carolina and Auburn and still lose. Those are not good football teams, and they've lost to them. But again, they're losing all these SEC games at the very end, with the exception of Florida and Mississippi State. We know what happened to Mississippi State. It was a rash of turnovers. That hasn't really been the MO of this team. They haven't been. I mean, they've struggled with balls, but it's not been like that game was an outlier. And then the Florida game, I mean, again, that's the one that I'll circle and say, look, that was 24-20 at halftime, and they had no depth. They had so much attrition in that game. That was abnormal levels of unavailability of players. Now, including Connor Wigman, who's coming off an incredible debut. My point is, this is not a good A&M football team. I'm not saying that. They're very competitive throughout SEC play, and they have been. They just lose all the time, which makes them a bad team. But there's not a team there's two teams in the conference that you go, okay, this team might just run away from A&M. It's Tennessee and Georgia, who Georgia runs away from everybody.
Everyone.
But A&M, has there been a Saturday, this outside of Bama, which was the one that came down to the final play, has there been a Saturday where we went into an A&M game thinking they had no chance to win?
No.
I mean, tell me. And I know I wouldn't bet my money on A&M to win a money line on almost any of those games because they haven't earned that trust. But when they played Auburn, they played South Carolina, they played Florida at home, they played Ole Miss at home, even though Ole Miss was so highly ranked. Were there any of those games where you said, they can't win this?
No.
At Mississippi State after 2 wins over Miami and Arkansas. So, no, they're not good. Yes, they are bad because their record says it's bad. And you watch them and you can say that's bad football. I don't watch them and go, they're one play away. I watch them in some games and go, God, if they could have got that converted on that drive or that play at Bama or that drive. But it's just always something. So over the course of the year, you are what you are. Nuno just asked you the one side of it. Now let's talk the other side. And you can be biased if he's number one, but give us your 3, 2, 1.
He's not number one. 3, I would probably say, 3 Kirby.
Okay.
I thought Georgia, my question was Georgia reload or Georgia rebuild. And I leaned toward reload, but I wasn't 100% sure. Kirby, I think there's a discussion of Kirby can be either the next Nick Saban or is he just Dabo Swinney?
Right.
And I think this year we have learned that it's I lean a little bit more Nick Saban, that this is going to be more continued success year after year for Georgia and not kind of a short-lived thing like Dabo had in 2016, 17, and 18 at Clemson. So I put Kirby at 3. I put Brian Kelly 2.
Okay.
The turnaround for LSU, and considering LSU had 39 scholarship players in a bowl game just a few months ago, and now here LSU stands the SEC West champions, and they just beat an undefeated Ole Miss team and Alabama in his first year. You have to applaud Brian Kelly for what he's been able to do in the turnaround from when he came to LSU and the turnaround from week 1, getting embarrassed by Florida State, and then I think you have to put Josh Heupel. Talk about the turnaround with LSU. I mean, Tennessee was in the depths of the college football world. I mean, they lost to Georgia State a few years ago. And Josh Heupel's been able to turn them around from where they were under Jeremy Pruitt with all of the NCAA violations, turn them around to a 7-win, respectable team last year. And now they might have a college football playoff spot. So Josh Heupel gets my Coach of the Year award.
At that point, we were ranked number 6. Your expectations and thoughts of the team were very different.
Yeah, if we were playing App State this weekend,
you'd be nervous.
Maybe,
You'd be very nervous.
And maybe not.
And I remember we were nervous that game.
Yeah, I mean,
not super
I wasn't
nervous.
necessarily nervous.
I worried about them making it look
anxious,
bad. I worried about them taking us into the second half and people going, oh, look what's happening in
fourth
college.
quarter type game, pull away.
But you're right.
I was completely surprised.
Right now, if Vandy was coming in here Saturday, I'd be concerned, very concerned.
Oh, absolutely.
Vandy's, I'm gonna say Vandy's playing better football than A&M. I think you have to say that they're playing better ball than Auburn.
Yeah,
and A&M just lost to Auburn.
I mean, what you see from this team is what I was talking about a few weeks ago. Where losing is contagious, and that's what's happened.
Yeah, it is.
The locker room has got. When you start losing, the locker rooms. I won't say. fractures.
No.
But the attitude changes in the locker room, in the practice, on the field. It goes from let's do everything we can to get better today to let's do everything we can to get through this day.
Just make it through.
When you go in practice with that attitude, you're not going to play.
Hey, what does it tell you guys? Because I did talk to someone the other day, and they're people go, of course they're going to say, of course they're going to say Kellen Mond was going to be good, Von Miller was going to be good, and you told us Tannehill was good. What does it say?
Who voices that?
Every man.
All of them.
It was a combination of
like
everybody.
What is it?
Assemblage.
An amalgamation.
The mass of people.
So you may have been in there, Nuno. I don't know.
I probably was.
Thought I heard a little Nuno.
So
Kermit the Frog.
yeah, it was. So here's the thing. What would it tell you? So this person that was telling me this is they'll tell me when we look awful, when we look whatever it is, and they're saying they're still having really good practices, and I'm not saying, hey, they're turning it around, because people can't handle that statement. That people in 25 years.
Billy said they look really good this
week.
You
said they look. You want to know if they, and I'm just telling you, and I do think I don't think it matters to say, hey, they're going to beat LSU. You watch. I've done this long enough. Y'all have done it, like in it. You can have a great week of practice, and sometimes it's just the game starts.
You roll that out. You roll that out. Yeah. You talk about LSU. You roll out any game of the week, any given Saturday, whatever, dude. It happens. That happens all the time.
So what I want to ask
do I think and do I feel in my heart that it's going to happen?
Not
necessarily, but I want it to happen. I'm skipping.
Hijacked. He's not even.
You're not even on the same side.
I am. He was talking about LSU.
No, we weren't. No, we weren't.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Tell it. Why don't you tell us what you think we were talking
say
it.
Seth, when you were talking to me from over there with that mic, it just looks like you have just this giant mustache and nothing.
Round mustache, early lower.
So, hey, here's what I'm saying. What do y'all think of the fact that 6 losses in a row, and what I'm hearing about practices, there is a lot of energy out there. When the ones versus ones, it's getting really physical, and the guys are talking trash, like, in a competitive way. It's not like fights out there on the but there's a lot of intensity and energy out there, and like good. It doesn't seem like they're just going out there to check, as you like to say, check the box. They're not just going out there.
They're not going through the motions.
So does that? I'm asking. Does that encourage? Not about they're going to beat LSU, but does that encourage you any way at all about like the locker room and maybe the young guys on that team? And
it does to me, because that sets the tone, because everybody knows this season's done. But what's good about everybody knows that the season's done is what you just said. If they're out there knowing that and still performing at practice at a high level, that's all you can ask for, because they don't get the extra 15 or whatever bowl practices, Yeah. So these have got to be good and sharp practices, and they've got real life games to play.
Well, what it tells me is that the players haven't checked out, but also the coaches haven't.
Yeah,
because those type of practices don't happen without the coaches driving them, motivating them, pushing them, demanding great practices. Because I can promise you, as a player at this point in the season, and you've had this type of season, if the coaches are not motivating the hell out of you, you're not going to practice like that. You're going to brother-in-law it a little bit. You're going to go out there and try to get better, but you're not going to go out there and treat every rep like a game rep.
Yeah.
And one other thing that is good about hearing that is that. And they know that change is coming. We all know that some form of change is coming. I'm not talking about Jim. I'm talking about at other levels. So they're playing for that next coach, whoever that is, and also if they've got the portal in mind, they're playing for other teams as well. So they're gonna do their best in this day and age to go out there and practice hard. I mean, that's kind of my thought on it.
Dalton, have you ever told the people what to do?
Like, share, subscribe. Tell them McKinney about it. They're in the lobby. They
didn't even know what we were doing.
Tell them McKinney about this show. Billy's trying to eat fruit snacks, and it's not going well.
Steve was like, what are you doing? I was like, the YouTube show. He looked at me like, huh?
Okay. He's over there.
What
do you need? What'd you forget?
Hey, what? You can come in. We're just closing out the show. Thank you. Yeah, we're on, but we'll see you guys next time.